Morning. It's Monday. You know what it is, right? It's here's to this week video. Um, where should I start? I'm very thrilled for the simple fact I'm thinking of this final project, which is due this week, week 9, and I am just thinking about all the work that you have done over the past 8 weeks, rolling into our ninth week. Oh my gosh, it's been a very enjoyable journey, to be honest with you. Very, 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 very enjoyable. So I hope that you guys have had a good time just learning different concepts in supply chain management and everything that we have covered over the past few weeks. Um, so I want to start on a very honest note. Okay. And my honest note is this: do not complicate your final project. Don't. You have literally done all the work over the past um, few weeks. So, technically speaking, your final project is really that you taking all the work that you've done from the beginning of the class, especially the milestones. Week 3, you had milestone 1. Week 7, week 5, you had milestone 2, and week 7, you had milestone 3. So you actually put in all of this work into one document. Is it that simple, Dr. Joseph? Uh-huh. It's that simple. You put in all of it in one document. That's it. All right. So as you work on your final project, just realize that the content length is going to be about 11 pages to 15 pages. Make sure you have a title page. Make sure you have research sources cited in your text, especially uh, when you get to the section in module 7 where we do the manager interview piece. Make sure you have that cited in your text. All right. Um, Obviously, some of us did not cite those in our um, paper in module 7, but make sure you're doing that. The manager interview is very important. All right, because remember, you're preparing a supply chain management plan. And the objective of a plan is not just to provide information. The objective of a plan is really to provide information and recommendation. That's the most important thing. A plan has to show where we are, how do we compare with everybody else in that industry, and then where can we go. That's the objective of your supply chain management plan. So you think of, like, in week 3 we talk about supplier selection and stuff like that. So you have to basically recommend to the organization how they should select their suppliers, how they should select third-party logistic companies, how they should select distributors, what distribution strategies that they should embrace and utilize, whether it be in a centralized approach or a decentralized approach. You have to make those recommendations. And the important thing is, guess what? You've been doing that, right? That's your model paper. So, technically speaking, your final paper is really putting everything that you have learned in each section and putting them all together. So, your project should cover your introduction overview, industry and customer value, which is what you did in module 1, your first paper that you wrote for this class, uh, in your milestone 1, rather not milestone 1. That was week 3. We look at network design, right? Looking at different types of network, and you have all your selections, supplier selection. Remember, your industry and customer value has to do with uh, just an explanation. So your first paragraph has to be an overview of the project, which you already done. I'm tired of saying that. Industry and customer value, that has to do with just giving a picture of the company that you're selecting and the industry that you chose. That's done already. Your network design has to do with your supplier selections and all of that stuff, with different criteria for selecting suppliers. Then you have your pricing management, inventory management, um, and it's in that section that you really enter information from your manager interview. Distribution management, uh, that has to do with your distribution strategies as well, which is part of your journal in week 8. Supply, product supply contracts, and then performance measurements. All these topics have been identified. So here is my recommendation on to how to present your paper in that order. Go to the rubric, all right? The rubric outlines all the different topics that you're going to be graded on your paper. Just write those topics. Just write them. This is your topic. It's bold, right? Right. And then you go that way and you'll be fine. Okay. I ain't got no worries about it. So the last thing I would recommend with your project is you write a conclusion paragraph or couple, like a conclusion section. It could be one paragraph. It could be two paragraphs, however you decide to. But make sure you have a conclusion paragraph. In your conclusion paragraph, this is where you can make your final appeal and recommendations to your company, and to let the company know, what direction that we're going. Remember, the scenario is that you are the supply chain manager for the company. You've been hired as a consultant, so you have to kind of like your final pitch of the sale, right? You gotta be able to do that. So I am excited about that. I'm really excited about how you guys want to put all of this together. So, a couple of things let me highlight real quick. Make sure you have your title page. That's very necessary. A table of content is not necessary. You don't really have to have a table of content or just an outline page. So you could go from your first page, your title page, and then just start writing from there. Make sure you have sufficient content information. Your content has to be at least 11 to 15 pages within that range. What if I go 20, 25 pages? That's okay, but I'm just saying make sure that you remain within that range. You should not have 8 pages of content. You should not have 10 pages of content. You'll get a lot of points deductions from that. So I really encourage you to stick within that range. Now, that's no problem, because if you wrote 3 pages in module milestone 1, that's 3 pages. If you wrote 4 pages in milestone 2, that's 7 pages. If you wrote 4 pages in my 5 pages in milestone 3, that's 12 pages. And then your conclusion. So you write there. It's very easy. All right. We have learned a lot. Distribution strategies. We've learned a lot about the supply chain, supplier selection. We've learned a lot about that. And I want to see you guys how you all put this all together. You've done a very good job so far. Very, very, very good job. And you should be proud and commendable of yourself. It is my expectation that you guys have learned so much more about supply chain and supply chain management that if you decide to pursue a career in supply chain and supply chain management, this is a very good opportunity for you. So I would definitely recommend write a very constructive final paper and then keep that, because that might become handy. You just never know. That might become handy for you um, in your profession and your career goals. All right. So what we'll do this week is we don't have a discussion board question, so we'll open up a discussion thread in the general discussion area. So if you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. Just post it in there, because sometimes some other students might be thinking the same thing and they just don't want to ask, and then you ask and you get a question. Or sometimes somebody else might have an answer to your concerns or your questions, and then we'll go from there. Our final week 10, it's basically we're gonna do I think this is just a discussion board question we'll have for that. So we'll talk about that when we get. But I'm just thrilled about our final project, and I hope you guys are excited to put this all together. Again, I am Dr. Joseph. I have been honored. I know class is not ended yet, but getting into that high peak of the class, I have been honored to work with every one of you over the past few weeks, to be honest with you. Every one of you. Every one of you have done very well. Uh, and so at this time, I would say finish your course strong. work towards the end. Don't give up. Don't give up on your career. Don't give up on your goal and your purpose and your objective. It is my hope that you guys have learned a whole lot from this course. I have been, I mean, an online instructor for several years now, and it's always good to connect with new students, get different perspectives about things, and so on and so forth. So, when I tell you that I am proud and I'm very thrilled about your work, I mean that. I'm very impressed with the work that every one of you have done, whether your work was submitted on time, a day late or 2 days late or what. But I have been thrilled just to read through your information and see how you guys can put all of this together. So get to work. I've said enough. Again, if you have questions, you have concerns, please let me know. I'm always happy to help and to offer my assistance as well. You can reach out to me via email, or I generally recommend just post your questions in the discussion board, general discussion board section, for the simple fact that this can be helpful to other students, right? Sometimes if it has anything to do with the assignment per se. This can be very helpful to other students. They probably might be asking the same thing. So I'm excited. I will be working on your journal entry correcting those and having grades submitted for that. If you have any late submission assignments, you're working on past assignments, please let me know. Keep me up to date. Let me know what's going on. And you can always work something out. All right. All the best to you guys. Good luck this week. And let's work. Let's work. All right. So I will see you guys in the classroom. All right, take good care. All the best. Enjoy the week. Again, it's Dr. Joseph. Be good. Bye bye.